Hi, I'm Rosa. Thank you for joining me. In the past, I have given you a tour of my pantry, which is behind me right now. And now I'm going to show you how I'm trying to work my way down making meals for my family out of my pantry. It's well stocked. I feel blessed that it is stocked, but I don't want things to go to waste. So I am trying to come up with more meals out of the pantry instead of running out to buy things. When I stocked our pantry, I looked for things that we use often. So I want to make our way through them and make meals. So this is kind of like a sort of a pantry challenge, but it's a pantry challenge to use what we have over an extended period of time. It's not legalistic in the thought that I have to only eat out of the pantry. I am just going to try to make what I can using what I have and showing you what it is. Here is a view of my pantry. We live in Florida. I don't have a basement. This is our mudroom, and it's just a set of shelves that we had built in to the wall when we built the house. Our dogs like it in here, so they spend time here. This is what we're going to work through. I am going to make a pasta dish tonight. I have plenty of pasta, and I'm going to make some penne. So I have half pound of penne, and I have some cherry tomatoes and some cream cheese. Oh, no, I'll use feta cheese. And then I'm going to throw some pesto in there and make us a pasta dish with some French bread. So back over here, my freezer. I have these French baguettes from Costco, which are delicious. And that's going to make our meal tonight. And maybe some salad. I have that as well. Here's what I have. I have the penne. I have some cherry tomatoes. I have cream cheese and feta. I'll probably use a cream cheese with some feta on top. And I have some pesto. And the French bread as a sidekick. I have the oven preheating. I have it set at 350. First thing I'm going to do is wash the tomatoes. I'm not going to cut them or anything. I'm just going to put them in this colander, take off the tops. These are some pretty little cherry tomatoes that I bought for a salad, but there's way too many. I mean, more so than we're going to have, or we had for the salad. That's probably good, so I'm going to rinse these. I'm going to put in my cream cheese, and I'm not sure if I'll use the feta. Maybe I'll just sprinkle some feta in there to see. I'm just winging this, so how about some olive oil for the tomatoes? I don't know if I need them, but they're in there. Oh, and I think I should add some garlic too. That would be good. So I have some garlic here. I'm just going to open it up and use it. I have the cream cheese, the garlic, the tomatoes. How about a little salt? Like I said, I'm winging this. Let's throw in a little feta. Why not? I already did olive oil, but I think it needs a little bit more. Let's put some basil in here for some delicious flavor. And all this was in my pantry. I didn't buy anything. Actually, I bought the tomatoes, like I said, for something else. I have the pasta, the cream cheese, the garlic, the feta. Everything's on hand. Hopefully I'm not overdoing this. But if I do, then oh well. It's not like anyone in my house is underfed, so it won't hurt us to skip a meal if it's no good. Sorry, It was a little out of the camera view, but there it is. I'm gonna put this in the freezer for a few minutes while this cooks. And when we get closer to this coming out, I'm going to boil the pasta. I have my pasta water ready with some salt. I'll turn it on when the tomatoes and cheese are closer to being done. There's the pasta. I'm going to clean up my little mess. And here's dinner tonight. It's the pasta with some French bread. Just a simple meal. The pasta dish was good. My husband said it was a little on the rich side. We all ate it. I probably won't make it again. The blistered tomatoes were good in it, but it was rich. It was good. It's just not something that we would have again. It's another day and I'm going to make a meal from mostly pantry items. So I have tostadas that I bought not that long ago. I'm gonna take some corn, some black olives, a can of Rotel, a can of diced tomatoes. Oh, sorry for the shaky camera. A can of black beans. And let's start with that. Here's what I have for a meatless pantry meal. I'm going to make salsa, restaurant style salsa with the Rotel and the tomatoes, onion, and garlic. I have my tostadas with beans and corn, black olives for me, and cheese. I'll add this to the salsa and maybe top with a little spring mix. So let's see how this turns out. Here's the start of my salsa. I've shown it before, but I'll show you real quickly. I have onions in here. I'm going to add my diced tomatoes and my can of Rotel. And if I don't have Rotel, I should throw some chilies with diced tomatoes. Even real tomatoes, you know, improvise however you can. And my yellow pepper was no good. It sat too long and now it's in the garbage, unfortunately, but there's some of my green pepper and my onion. And the reason I'm putting it on top is I don't want to make mush out of all the onions. I like some of it in pieces. And if I had cilantro, I'd throw some in, but I don't. And it's all good. I have salt. I have black pepper. Of course, my dog is in the background barking like usual. I have oregano. This is the powdered kind. Doesn't matter if it's powdered or, I forgot what you call the other kind in the pieces. I have some cilantro. Of course, it doesn't want to come out. Oh. All right, maybe too much cilantro. It's all good though. I'll give it some garlic powder. I love cumin in my salsa. It smells so good. So you can see I don't measure. I had opened up 4 garlic cloves, but I toned it down because sometimes I tend to add too much garlic and then it bites. So we're putting in 2 today and I like it minced. I'm gonna run this in the blender and just make sure it has enough salt and we have salsa. This is how the salsa looks with a little bit of chunkiness. That's why I left the onions on top and put the bell peppers on top too. But it looks really good and it tastes delicious. So this is how it's looking. I opened the bag of lettuce only to find out that it has outlived its purpose. So that's out along with that yellow pepper. And I went back into the pantry and found a can of refried black beans. So this is how it's going to work out. That looks like it needs to be stirred. Ah. All right, I'm going to slather some refried beans on the bottom of the tostada. And I have the toaster oven warming up. I'm currently at 400. That may be too hot, but that's where I have it. And this is a quick weeknight meal. So the beans and the cheese are obviously the protein in this meal. So I'm going to do some extra beans. I could have omitted the can of black bean, but why not add it? I had it, it's good. It's just a little bit more protein, a little bit more texture. And I'm going to make more of these, not just these 4. But since I'm using the toaster oven, I only have room for 4 in there. I don't want to heat up the house. It may be fall, but we're in South Florida and it's still warm. I joke that my oven is my fireplace. We have a fireplace, but when we didn't, and it was cold, it was always a good time to bake. All right, into that I'm going to add cheese and stick them in the toaster oven. When they come out, you can top with salsa, sour cream, or black olives. But seriously, I'm the only one that's going to use the sour cream and the black olives. My crew will just put salsa on these. And once these are out, I'll probably make 4 more. 8 might be enough for the 3 of us. The first batch. Here's the tostada with some salsa and sour cream on it and a few black olives. I just got home from work and we're going to do a pantry meal. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. Sound good? If I can get it out. Tomato soup, I have bread in the refrigerator and cheese in the refrigerator. We're good. Here are the ingredients for tomato soup and croutons, butter for the grilled cheese sandwiches, cheese, but unfortunately, this is no good. I'm gonna use this instead because it's sat in the refrigerator too long. So here we go. What I do to get my grilled cheese done quicker is I toast the bread first and then I butter it and put it on the stove top and let the cheese melt. It comes out better for me that way, anyway. What they look like: grilled cheese, tomato soup, and chips. All out of the pantry, mostly. It's another night and we're back to another pantry meal. So I have some chicken breasts out of the freezer and I got some curry, yellow curry sauce from Trader Joe's. Another picture of the Thai style yellow curry sauce from Trader Joe's. And I have white rice in there that I'm making and some frozen broccoli. This is a really quick and easy meal. Of course, I showed you the sauce. I have some frozen broccoli florets that I'm going to throw in there. and the chicken breast. And notice the date on this. It's from last year. It's been in the freezer in this food saver bag, because when I buy chicken, I slice the chicken breasts in half, which 1.5 breasts or 3 breast halves will feed the 3 of us. And that's how I package it. I got home late today, so the rice is cooking. I'm going to cut the chicken up in chunks so that I can saute it in this sauce. And had I made it home earlier, I would have taken the chicken out and put it in the sauce to get some of the flavors, but I got home just a few minutes ago. Did I mention that the rice is cooking? I just want to cut this into pieces so that you can have it with the sauce, the broccoli, and the rice. Here's the finished product: chicken, broccoli, and rice. And I could add some kind of salad, but I'm not. It's late, we want to eat, and it smells good, looks good, and I'm sure it's going to be delicious. I am going through my pantry and trying to use things on the shelf so that I can get items rotated. And for dinner tonight, what I decided to do is some type of pasta, but I stopped at a local market at lunchtime and got some garlic knots that we can stick in the oven, and an apple pie. Actually, I saw the apple pie first, and then I thought, well, we're here, it's an Italian market, let's get some garlic knots and do Italian for dinner. So I bought the pie, I bought the knots. I stopped at Publix on my way home and got a little container of ice cream. So we have dessert ready and we have the bread ready. You see, all this is going in a bad direction. And I have in my pantry spaghetti and marinara sauce, so we're gonna have spaghetti. My son and I aren't fans of spaghetti typically, so my husband is though. So I'm gonna make that for him. I'm gonna make some penne for my son and I. And I thought, why not throw some tuna in there? That would be nice and healthy. So my son may not eat much of the tuna, but I'm gonna throw some in there. And I have a can of apricots on the shelf and decided to put that in there as well. I am not going by a recipe, I'm just trying to figure out what sounds good. So I grabbed some olives. I am funneling in my Mediterranean roots. And I'm going to saute onions with this yellowfin tuna and some olives. And let's hope it comes out good, and then add some sauce to it. It seems like it would taste good, but I'm just making it up as I go. So I threw in some garlic powder and some of the marinara sauce, and it's really good. I just gave it a quick taste. So I'm gonna let it simmer for a little bit. Maybe add some more, sorry, the dog in the background never fails. Maybe add some more marinara sauce. I don't want it to get dry. And I'm going to cover it. And I will have this over my penne, but everyone may not join me on that. Turn the heat down a little bit. And then in the refrigerator, I found some asparagus. This will go instead of broccoli in the spaghetti for my husband. I think he'd enjoy that. And here's the penne with the tuna sauce. Looks really good and it's very tasty. Thank you for joining me as I made an attempt to clean out my pantry, and I'm going to continue to make meals like this, so I will share them with you. I want to clean those shelves out, get as much used as possible so that nothing goes to waste. So thanks for joining me. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.